Tiny Woo has found a crab, one of the new mobs that wants to join Minecraft.
Hello, I'm FX Toycat, and our first mob for the 2023 vote was just revealed, and it is a crab, which isn't too exciting by itself, but it does come with a brand new item.
Yes, because crab claws allow players to place blocks further away.
Okay, this is actually quite huge. Will every cute mob actually have an item this year? Will 2023 be the item vote? And what does that really mean? Let's go into all of the leaks and info about this and the crab in today's video, right after we play the full trailer, which just dropped.
Look, there's something on that beach over there. Could it be a new mob?
Maybe it can help us get unlost.
We're not lost. We're following my super secret shortcut.
Let's see who gets to live first!
Oh, Tiny Woo has found a crab, one of the new mobs that wants to join Minecraft. It lives in mangrove swamps, like this one.
The crab's claw is very handy for players that like building.
Yes, because crab claws allow players to place blocks further away.
This is colossum! To Minecraft Live!
Do you want a crab to become Minecraft's new mob? Voting opens on October 13th at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and you'll have 48 hours to cast your vote.
It's too early to say for sure, but I think Mojang is doing a much better job of announcing mobs this year because it seems as though we actually know a decent amount about the crab, so we can vote on what it actually is. So what do we know about the crab from the trailer? First things first, it spawns in the mangrove swamp. This is a great update to a 2-year-old biome. I think this would be a nice way to change that. And also, when you're in the mangrove swamp, you'll be able to find multiple of these guys, not just in the water, as they probably expected because of the boat, but instead on the land as well. It seems like they are clearly not by default hostile, and also they are going to give you the crab claw, maybe when you kill it, or maybe through some other means like the goat horn perhaps, but it is going to be a brand new item that will allow players to place blocks further away. And so now we can actually see what the crab's value is to Minecraft. It is a cute mob that maybe does some interesting things by itself, but most crucially gives players a claw. This is the real reason to vote for the mob, and I'm glad they clarify exactly what it does already, because now we don't have to vote on the idea of what it mystically could do, but instead we know it'll allow players to place blocks from further away. Is this good enough to vote for is an interesting question, because I asked Harrison a little bit about this, and he seemed to think that he didn't really ever need to place blocks further away, but my instinctive thought is yes, that actually sounds really cool. My immediate thinking is the key detail that would determine whether this is a great item or just an interesting one like the spyglass or something is whether or not you can use it in an offhand or kind of passively as like a piece of armor versus actively holding it all of the time and it having to take up one of your 9 slots. To show what I mean though as to how valuable this could be, let's jump into a world. So further away block reach doesn't seem like an important thing when you're on the ground and you're just placing blocks, because what does it matter if I can place a block here versus being able to place a block back there? You might think that it makes basically no difference to your day-to-day life, but if you ever worked on a very big build before, you'll know exactly the pain of when you're working on something that's real big and real tall. Let's say you want to have a ceiling that's like this, and you realize that you can only place blocks from so far below it, because on Java that is about 5 blocks, on Bedrock it's about 6, which is really nice being able to place your ceiling from this far, but what if you were placing it slightly lower down? Having to stack up and use some scaffolding would be quite annoying. You can see right here I have to literally jump, and any further I would physically not be able to make it. Now imagine that you're on a single one of these columns yourself working on something else, and you just desperately want to place a block around that corner, and you find it so hard. Imagine if this was done so much easier. I think that would be great, but also it would mean that you could make bigger builds before you have to worry about block reach. Personally, I think that's a big improvement, and but I do admit that this is something a lot of people have strong opinions for or against. What do you think? Do you want more block reach or do you not? Because personally, I would like it, but like I said, it would depend on the specifics. However, the specifics are the interesting part of this year's mob vote. By the way, I can tell you I would like extra block reach, even though just before this announcement came out, I was working on a challenge where I get 1 item in Minecraft every day. So I'm going to be doing precisely no building for the entire playthrough, but despite being so, doing so many Minecraft playthroughs of no building, the few times I do have to do it so much, like my Let's Play, I really value good building tools like the place in front of you, like the extra block reach, and I think these are the sorts of things that Mojang has to work on. However, if there are parity issues, this does raise a question. By the way, look at this. I can place blocks over there if I really want to, but not for blocks down there. I want to place a block so bad down at this, but I cannot do it with the current block rage, which means I have to jump down and hurt myself, and who wants to hurt themselves? Not me, that's for sure. Before we talk about the crab any further, I think it's important to talk about the leaks around this year's Minecraft Live. As you might know, last year's Minecraft Live mobs were leaked, and so this year a lot of people have been making their own predictions or saying their own leaks, and this one from Funny Awar was actually correct. They found the 3 videos from the Minecraft Live playlist, and one of them is the crab, one of them is the jellyfish, and one of them is the seagull. I've said before that the test for a leaker is see if they announce something and then wait for it to come out, and if they have a few true track records, then you know they're right. And so in this case, they said the crab would be coming out before the crab did. However, despite that, I think that one, this is an account that likes to post a lot of fun goofing off things, and two, for example, they've got this saying that they think the next mob pimp will be a capybara, and two, they literally had to be directly responded to by Corner Hard, a Minecraft developer, saying that they do not work at Mojang. And so yeah, although this crab thing was correct, and so maybe they do have access to that playlist, they found the titles for the videos that are currently private, I would say that for now, just have some hesitation, but tomorrow there is a real chance of the mob vote being announced for a jellyfish or a seagull, which is very curious. And if it is one of those two things, you can almost be certain the third day is the other, which then makes you think, which item would a seagull have to be worth voting for? What would a jellyfish do to make it almost as good as a crab? I would enjoy speculating about these things endlessly, to be honest with you, but something I need to say no matter what is good job to Mojang for clear communication on at least one mob this year. I think every single one of the mobs last year, and arguably even the few years before that, have had this same issue of them leaving a lot up to interpretation, which they do on purpose so they have more design space when they're designing the mob. However, I think that having as much of this being upfront as possible makes the mob vote actually a vote on the mob rather than just them trying to get the community's permission to make a mob with a name and vague look. This is a much better system, and if the seagull or whatever the other two mobs designs are clearly laid out to the public, I think we are going to have an actually interesting mob vote despite all of the mobs being cute animals, and that is something that is positively exciting. I also think that if they're going to be announcing an item for this, they need to make sure that the next two mobs have something that is either an item directly that it would drop or something equivalent to it. And so is an item vote or is a real feature vote better than a mob vote? I think yes. These mobs are not just random cute additions to your world, although they do that too, but instead these mobs are cute conduits for deeper gameplay changes in the same way that the frog was just a cute little guy that you see jumping around and dancing all the time. In reality, it's the source of frog light. And so the same is true for the glow squid. It seems as though it's just a mob that makes the oceans prettier, but it's the source of glow ink, which can be used in a real way for building purposes. I think that is the way to square off this big every year we get a mob and it's kind of pointless debate. Have the mobs all be equally good and none of them are going to harm your game if they don't get in, but give them some all real uses. And so there is one thing that is left to say after all of that, and that is that I like the crab so far. A lot of people clearly agree based on my Twitter poll, but I am looking forward to seeing the next two choices, and make sure that after watching this video, when you do go to Minecraft Live and the few days before, when you vote for a mob, don't base it just based on the cuteness of the mob, base it on what it will actually add to Minecraft, and more importantly, whatever happens, don't vote blue no matter who. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm going to get back to trying to beat Minecraft with one item every day, and I hope that I'll see you tomorrow for the next mob reveal, and indeed for a live stream then too. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.